This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk.
You know, well, I say we have the best job in the world. We love it. We get to talk to you, get to talk about what's happening in the world. However, there's a woman, her name is Christine Christodoulou, and she probably has one of the coolest, actually, non-jobs in the world. She gets to cruise around the world absolutely free. And imagine being on a cruise ship 24 hours a day, all the time. And you're not a crew member, per se.
Okay.
Her husband is, though. And what she does, she takes advantage of the fact that she lives there. They gave her one rule. She has to follow all the same rules as as if you were an employee, 100%. You can't go into certain places and that sort of thing. But she said she absolutely loves it. She goes out she's with her husband, and now she'll do things like on TikTok as far as like cruising life and that sort of thing, like trips and stuff. And so the cruise line gets some really good stuff out of it as well.
This.
So, she by way of her husband, she found out her perfect life and her perfect job, non-job.
Turned herself into an influencer. That's what the term is now.
All you need is a camera.
All you need is a little gimbal camera like I got, and you can be an influencer.
You one of these.
I just don't like showing my life like that. No one wants to see me eating.
Who does that?
No, there is a thing out of it. There's a whole thing on Netflix right now, but they're doing it with young kids. Have you seen that?
Yes.
And it gives you a good idea where kids are going, I'll just be an influencer when I get older. And the odds of them ever making it is even worse than going to Hollywood. Because you think about, first you're going to move to Hollywood.
Yes.
And they're going to find you. Well, you create your own, but so is everybody else in the world.
But when it comes to these kids, and I watched that documentary, it is terrifying to know that the majority of people who are watching those kid videos are men ages 20 to 75. That's who your audience is.
There's a couple Disney influencers, and one of them I won't mention who, but he puts his kids up there all the time.
I don't think that's
all the money you're making right now, enjoy paying that in therapy later on.
Yeah, but it's crazy when you find out that some of these kids were making $600,000 a day. And then you wonder where all this money is gone, because this one mom in this particular documentary is accused of, taking a huge part of this sum as a commission or a fee, for putting these kids out there.
Some Macaulay Culkin.
I think if you also look at it too, there's things that you have to learn as a kid, and work ethic is also one, and just and then not know. And I saw just the clip of it. If they don't know who their friends are, because their friends. If they hang out with them, then they could be on camera, and then they could possibly be famous, a.k.a. Kim Kardashian, same thing.
And that's the thing. That's the part of this story that's so intriguing, is that one girl starts out, and then the mom gets the idea that, let's bring in and create a squad of people. And then, of course, this team depends on each other to connect each other and cross-promote one another on YouTube. And the fact that these kids want to be YouTube stars, it's like, at what point do people become the audience again? Because I feel like everyone is in front of the camera nowadays. Everyone's got a microphone. A video.
What they also don't understand is security risks with that, because you're showing, and there's an AI program now where you plug in a picture, it will show you exactly where your house is, just on the corner, and they don't understand that people will show up and all of a sudden think they're your friends.
Metadata in the pictures, keep that in mind.
Very true.
All right.
A wild story out of Philadelphia. A funeral takes a strange turn as the ground caves in while pallbearers are lowering their loved ones into the ground. Video shows mourners suddenly scream as the platform surrounding the hole collapses underneath them. Several men fall into the hole with the casket, but thankfully no one was seriously hurt. That is shocking. The grieving family puts the blame on the cemetery and the funeral home for not securing the burial plot.
It's an everyday thing that they have to deal with, and it could just one person overlook something they were supposed to do and didn't do it right, but it's memorable, I guess. Hopefully nobody got really hurt.
Remember that time Tom fell on us when he was dead?
Well, no, that you want your squad. Speaking of squad, you want them to hang out with you, but not when you're dead.
Talk about influencers. Influencing from the grave. One last hurrah before I go.
I kind of would love to have something. I'm not making light of it. The family, I'm sure,
You're
was
just gonna have whoopee cushions and stuff all over yours.
People have to be laughing about this. There was a guy with a camera right there. So
I can't believe no one was seriously hurt, because that's terrifying to think. Maybe they got a lot of rain. Maybe the ground was soft. Who knows?
6 feet. That's a big drop.
That's a big drop.
All right, we have got more Flash coming up around the corner. Stick around. We love having you with today's trends and tomorrow's talk.
Yeah, stay with us. We're back right after this.